course I have passion for my 49ers.
I am not going to back down on this one. Sometimes I go extra hard just to prove my point.
No, you don't get to have it both ways.
It's head-to-head. It's mono, Jason. It's 49ers face-off. Jason likes to talk right up until the intro is almost finished.
Amateur.
There's no red light, so I didn't know that it was time to stop. And...
Hey, Roxanne, chill out. You don't have to turn on your red light. But we are going to have some great conversation today. We're going to have some great topics because the 49ers defeated the Minnesota Vikings. But some questions still abound as we continue down this road to playoff talk.
Playoffs?
That's right, are right in the middle of playoffs. No one could have possibly believed it 3 weeks ago. Yes, they could. However, we have some good topics coming from this game. Were you guys excited about this game?
Very much so.
100%.
Yeah.
Even more excited after the fact.
It was a great day all around yesterday. Niners kicked some ass. USC hired Lincoln Riley. I mean, this was a great day yesterday.
That was kind of shocking.
It was
didn't
very much shocking.
Yeah.
I did not see any way that he would actually leave Oklahoma for the wasteland that currently is USC football.
Well, I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, I mean, he just went into a whole other tax level. California
taxes.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a lot better scenery both at the beach and just kind of walking around though too.
Yeah, 100%. And before we get into
no offense to anybody who lives in Oklahoma.
Before we get into not Norman, Oklahoma, but actually Josh Norman.
Oh,
we get into
that's a good segue right there. That's a seasoned veteran.
I'll be here all weekend. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
It showed great nuance.
We're gonna do a coin toss though.
Time for the coin toss.
And you just tried to bring back nuance again.
It's not a thing.
I will throw a flag on you. I'm telling you.
I got it ready.
My flags are very nuanced. Okay.
No, it's not. It just comes right.
I believe, Jason, it's your call.
It is.
It is my call.
Okay, so what do you call, sir?
Go Tails.
It is tails.
Who's winning all the coin tosses?
Just uncanny.
So what would you like to do, sir?
Defer, because that's how you score most often.
Alex, would you like to defer too? Apparently that's something you can try.
Apparently you can try it, right? I'm also going to defer his deferring.
So, Alex, you're going to get the first topic here. You're not allowed to defer twice, even though that was hilarious this week.
It was.
It's going to be about Josh Norman. We just want to get into the topic of Josh Norman.
Okay.
Is he complete ASS? Some people,
like
new man thinks on Twitter. Or is...
New man?
Yeah, Nick Newman.
Sorry,
I had to fill it in. And I had to enunciate his name so everyone would understand. Right. But I want you to get into Josh Norman. Is he a benefit to this team? Is he a liability? What are your thoughts on it?
He's a benefit. He's a net benefit for this football team. I get it. You know, there's times where he's going to make the mistakes, whether that's the missed tackle, as David pointed out during the reaction show, or whether it's getting burned in coverage a little bit, getting a holding or a defensive pass interference call. He's going to get some of those. He's definitely going to get some of those. But you know what's not going to happen for the most part? You're not going to get one up on Josh Norman more times than not. There have been a couple times this year where he's had some moments in some games where eventually, the team gets something, but that's because the Niners offense isn't able to do anything and teams' offenses are getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And he's not the leader in the clubhouse in terms of DPIs. He doesn't lead like the league in defensive pass interference calls. He doesn't even necessarily, I don't believe, lead the team in defensive pass interference calls at this point. I haven't seen a stat that shows that or backs it. I know it's probably close, but I know him and K1 have had a bunch. They've had a handful. Both of them have.
Does he have more DPIs than forced fumbles?
5 or 6.
He doesn't have more DPIs than forced fumbles.
Okay,
he does not.
How many of those how many are defensive pass interference? How much of those are holding, Jay? He gets a lot of illegal holding.
He gets a lot of holdings, and he's gotten some DPIs.
Yeah,
that's why I say that. Like the holdings, I think if you put them in the same category, then it's obviously the most on the team. If you're just going DPIs,
I'd be shocked if he doesn't lead the team for sure in DPIs.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if that's the case. But
where's our crack research team at?
He's taking.
You guys get on that, huh?
He's taking a nap.
Well, Alex, where you at?
It's definitely not Alex. The editors, you can see him. He's over there. You can see him. He's over there.
Not that Alex.
Yeah. Oh, the other one. Okay, I gotcha. Look, I think this is one of those things with Josh Norman where I think he's a net positive to the team. He's a net benefit to the secondary. He's obviously not Jason Verrett. So you're losing something there.
Yikes,
obviously.
that's bold, really. Not Jason
I know,
Verrett.
super
Wow.
bold, extremely bold. But
Ledge is a little wobbly
at
there.
the end of the day, what Josh Norman does add for the secondary is veteran experience, being in the right place at the right time, being able to play a variety of coverages, not just put this team in a box. And he's crafty. He comes in and plays against the run. Does well coming down, playing against screens, and he's forcing turnovers. He's making plays. He's having an impact on this team that other guys haven't had on this team in the past. He's exactly what this team needs right now at this moment for him to be. And he's got extra motivation to be that because it's built into his contract for him to have big plays, create turnovers, and things of that nature. And he's doing those things. He's being extra aggressive. I like those things from Josh Norman. Do I wish there were less holding calls and less DPIs? Yes. Do I wish he would miss less tackles than he has missed? Yes, of course. But he's an older guy. He's getting up there in age. And you know what the narrative has been for Josh Norman everywhere he's been is that he's washed up and he's a bum. He's come to San Francisco, a place where he fits in the scheme. He can do a lot of positive things for this team. And he's having a positive impact on this past defense. He's having a positive impact on this secondary and with this team. And when he's not being a guy who has to be a leader, when he's got Jimmy Ward out there, he plays even better. He's not getting into his teammates. He's not doing things like that. He's able to do the things that suit his strengths, and it fits with this team. He's a perfect team chemistry fit with this group, and that's all he needs to be right now. He's not a world beater. He's not, the greatest corner we've had in San Francisco. He's not the greatest corner we have on this team right now out there playing.
Nobody
but you know what he is?
Accuse him of that.
Well,
No.
I mean, some people have. Some people definitely have.
He's definitely not the greatest corner in Niner history. That
No. I mean, I don't think anyone was saying
or
that.
this year even.
I agree with you on
It's
that.
obviously RW McQuarters.
Totally RW quarters. But look, I think he's exactly what this team needs right now. And that's saying something because Josh Norman, I thought it was a nice signing. I thought it was a good signing. Some people, Ant, thought it was a great signing, as you know, and a lot of the Cutback crew knows that it was a great signing and then flipped, a few weeks later against Arizona and that he was absolutely ASS. But big yikes indeed. But at the end of the day, Josh Norman has been a net positive for this defense and a net positive for the secondary.
He makes me still wish we had
Marquez
Pope
Pope?
from time to time. But yeah.
Wow.
With
You might want to speak up so that the Cutback crew can hear you.
Speaking of
Darnell
people,
Walker or whatever his name was. Darnell
Walker. Darnell Walker.
Yeah.
He was horrible too.
Well, he was like, what, 5'8"?
On a good day. Since it's San Francisco,
Eh.
maybe he's 5'8" in high heels.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because that's the way he played other games too. So you gave us a plethora of reasons and ideas as to why he's a net benefit.
Correct.
And it was kind of a shaky list. Like, oh,
Shaky.
He misses tackles. He gets a lot of PIs. Like, those aren't good combinations to have in a starting corner.
I said some PIs. Please don't put words in my mouth.
Well,
Don't make me throw a flag.
Your thumb was wrong because I'm pretty sure he is top 3 or 4 in the entire league. So
Okay.
that would be not ideal. So if we're talking like a net benefit of like 51 to 49, he's probably 51, 49 at best. But I mean, I wouldn't say that he's. I don't think that we have a much better option yet because I really do believe that if the rookies were able to play, Josh would have been gone out of here after the Arizona incident. So we're stuck with him. Last week on the show, when we were talking about, when you guys asked me about if I was ready to go all in on the defense, I said, let's pump the brakes. They just got done playing the Jaguars and the one receiver Rams. So I will give him some credit. With the bracketed coverage, they held JJ to a very mediocre game for what he's capable of doing.
That's Justin Jefferson for everyone that doesn't.
They don't know JJ is the standard.
I mean, there's JJ Burden,
JJ Watt,
JJ Stokes.
JJ Stokes,
JJ Ortega-Whiteside.
It's true.
yeah, Stanford. So I would say, am I happy he's out there? No. Do I tolerate it? Do I accept it that it is what it is? Because
You're not happy he's out there, really?
no, I'm really, because
You'd rather have Yamador Lenore and Ambry Thomas in their current state?
as I just said, he's the best option, or else one of those guys would be out there.
But, which is my point, though, right? Like, look at actual reality.
I'm trying, and
I'm aware that you're trying.
the reality is
the real. Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that you're trying.
The reality is that we have to constantly roll Jimmy over to his side to help him out because he can't cover past 12 or 15 yards. Like, he just can't. Now, the PI that he got called for yesterday, I thought was kind of weak because they were both hand fighting a good chunk of the way down the field. So,
and your boy JJ put his arm out early.
Yes, he did. Absolutely did. And that's part of the reason why I didn't like the call, because the first contact was by Justin Jefferson. For those of you who don't know who JJ is, there we go.
Appreciative.
And no problem. JJ is a very nuanced.
Well, yeah.
If you say nuance one more time,
That's a flag. That's a flag. Use of nuance. After being warned about nuance, Jason. But no, once you've told everyone that it's Justin Jefferson, you go ahead and JJ it up.
Okay.
Go ahead. Get back to your argument.
So I just thought that felt like a reputation call more than it was
Agreed.
actual call. So I can't fault him for that one. But I don't like the idea of constantly having to occupy Jimmy Ward with having to help out Josh. Because I want Jimmy to be able to just do what he did against the Rams. Go deep and make a play, get up in the box and make a play. Like as we talked about again last week, he just makes that whole defense 10 times better. Agreed. And to have him to help old man Norman out there all the time is it's necessary, but it's kind of it's frustrating because he's such a good playmaker that I would love to have corners that were at least capable of being able to play coverage where he can not be so much. Gotta go help Josh again. Gotta go help Josh, because if not, JJ's gonna run right past him. So I guess I would say that I tend to agree that it's very close. Like I wish we had been more aggressive at the trade deadline. I wish we had done.
You'd rather have Cameron Dantzler?
No.
Okay. That was the name. That's the reason I say it, is because that was the name.
I mean, he's not bad, but I don't know. I don't think he would have been an upgrade though. So
correct.
I have a couple questions for both of you. I want you both to interject on this. Number one, how often do safeties give help on a number 2 corner for a defense? You know, how often do you guys think it happens?
A lot.
And then second of all, which teams remaining on the 49ers schedule are you guys the most concerned about because of their receiver core?
Next week, well, let's start with that one.
Seattle, yes. Cincinnati, definitely, as well.
Bengals is scary, and by the time we see the Rams again, Odell might be. I mean, he had a 55-yard touchdown
With the team down 2 scores.
Yeah, but he still. It was a little sluggo route
against backup corners.
What about the Tennessee Titans?
If they're healthy, yes. If AJ Brown and
Tannehill the last 2 weeks has thrown like 7 picks though.
Yes, but he's playing with her. He's playing with her wideouts. He's playing with guys he's not familiar with.
No Julio, and no AJ. So, and
they're gonna. I have to imagine that they're gonna be healthy by that point.
Well, AJ for sure will be, but
you know what, Julio? I know.
He can't stay healthy.
This is the thing. It's the hamstring, and it's the hamstring again.
Hamstring
it's always the hamstring with Julio.
Like, it's gonna take him probably the offseason to actually get it back to him.
I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if the offseason can. I mean, he's just getting up there in age now.
Yep,
he truly is. Look,
which is a shame because God, he's been a joy to watch over the years too.
That's true. But I think the big, the immediate, obviously like concerning ones are the Seahawks, obviously because they get Eskridge back. You have DK, you have Tyler Lockett, and Tyler Lockett.
Lockett scares me a lot more than Metcalf.
Well, and Lockett also was hampered the first time we played. Yep. And he's going to be healthy now, like fully healthy, good to go, ready to go. So that's always a concern. And then the Bengals. I mean, it's not even so much the tight end position. Although it is specifically
their young guy with that funky name though. Every once in a while he pops up and he can have
which one? T. Higgins?
No, the tight end.
TJ
Exactly my point. Yes, thank you.
Uzama.
You just made
By the way, he's not young.
Really?
He's 29.
I have no idea who you're talking about. So if you guys could please enunciate.
It's their tight end. Yeah, my bad.
It's like
CJ
Uzamazadi or
no, it's not Uzamazadi. You're way off.
If you're
way off.
watching this and you want to say it and you can put it phonically in the comment section down below,
Please help us out.
I appreciate it.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
But look, the reality of the situation is that the Cincinnati Bengals have a young receiving core.
And a good,
That's
darn good quarterback too.
He's pretty solid. He's also prone to making some mistakes. And he doesn't handle pressure very well. And they still have questions with the O-line.
Their O-line is average at best. So
Correct.
Our best bet is to is a good pass rush on him.
I agree.
But they also have a good running back too.
True.
Joe Mixon had a monster game against
Joe Mixon tends to do that.
Blitzburg.
The Blitzburg is pretty hot garbage right now.
Ben looked like he was 105
Well, their
yesterday.
whole team is. But I mean that gets off the Josh. That gets off the. We're way off the Josh Norman train at this point. But I mean, I think that's the two things that you're talking about mostly. There is we both agree with Seattle. We both agree with Cincinnati with the receiving course. And then what was the other question? Why am I blanking on this?
I mean, as far as and then the coverage rolling over to the second corner.
That to
How
me,
often do you think that happens?
That happens to me. I feel that happens a lot. I saw it a lot in the Rams. The Rams do it a lot with their secondary. I think this is a very common theme, especially when you got teams that have injuries going on, is you giving a lot of help over the top in certain situations with certain things. I think that's just natural. I think that's normal.
It is. It just it doesn't mean that it can't annoy me though.
Listen, it can definitely annoy you.
It happens a lot, absolutely. But it's just like, oh.
Well, it would have felt a lot better if you'd have been rolling coverage towards Emmanuel Mosley and not towards
Josh Norman.
If Jason Brett was the guy. I get it.
It's true.
Adam Thielen had a nice game
against zone coverage. Absolutely,
he made a couple great catches though.
He did. Yeah, it's not like
great catches.
It's not like Kirk threw him open. Yeah.
No, he tried to.
Jason, you're going to be kicking off the next one, and we're going to be talking about Deebo Samuel and his usage.
Deebo!
How do you feel about the usage? Do you think this is something they can continue to do for the rest of the season?
They're going to have to. They're absolutely going to have to, because Jeff Wilson Jr. It does not look like his knee is 100% still, or it's caused him to lose half a step. He just doesn't quite hit the hole as he was never a blinding speed guy, but now he looks a little bit slower. And God, Deebo, he just is so good once you get the ball in his hands. I mean, he, like we were talking before we went on air, he could literally be a Pro Bowl running back. Like that is insane. Like to think of a wide receiver who could be a Pro Bowl running back, if you wanted to be, is mind blowing. So the more balls that we can get into his, that didn't sound very good, into his hand, the more touches that
more footballs.
Yes, the more footballs that we can get into his into his hands. The edit cut.
We're not cutting that.
Oh God, no.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Oh crap. The better off the offense gets. I hope it's what it sounds like. It's a pretty minor issue with the groin, because as bad as the Seahawks are, without him, it changes everything, and I don't know how good the offense will look without him. But more touches that he can get, just the better off it is.
I agree with you on that. The touches definitely are important. Getting Deebo Samuel the football is important. But this was my concern, putting him in the backfield and utilizing him as a running back, and getting him touches and having him put a pounding on his body.
Alex Mack, thanks a lot.
That's rough. I mean, it truly is rough, and it's a big concern for me. Deebo has shown that he is not prone to get injured, but he can and has been injured in the past, and he's had groin issues. He's had a lot of different issues, foot issues last year at the start of the year. This is always a concern for me with Deebo. It's just, can he stay healthy the way he plays? I mean, he plays very similarly to George Kittle. It's a very beat-em-up, bruising, physical style, and there's no off switch. And you know what? I don't want there to be an off switch. But that also means, that there are certain situations I want to put him in. There's certain situations I don't. One situation I don't want to put him in, let's hand the ball and have you run up the middle 5, 6, 7 times.
Middle, no. Outside, yes.
I would love to hand him the ball a couple of times a game to have him run it on the interior inside. And then, if we're going to hand the ball, let's get him outside in space on some of these runs. But that's the problem, right? When you put him in the backfield, in order to soften teams up and to take away, or to make them, not be able to take away certain things, you have to be able to run him on the interior sometimes, and that's just a concern for me, which is why I think he's best served in a role that allows him to be a pass catcher more often than he is a runner, and you use him sparingly in that role. I would even say today that they used him a bunch in the run game. I think they used him at the right times in the right situations. Just unfortunate the hamstring tightens up, and fortunate enough that he recognizes it, gets himself down, and gets himself down and then gets himself off the field so that he can rest up. I like those things, but the usage in the backfield concerns me. I know that they joked all this week as Deebo was saying things like, to Kyle, something to the effect of, you're trying to turn me into a running back, and Kyle jokingly made some sort of comment to him that said, you just don't realize I already have, or something to that effect. I know Kyle's joking. I'm glad Kyle's joking.
Maybe.
I don't want to see Deebo Samuel as a running back. I know he could be a Pro Bowl caliber running back, but I would much rather him be utilized as a receiver who can also run the football when you need him to.
Like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Position has stayed the same.
That's consistent.
I'm stunned. The injury didn't sway me.
That's good. I'm glad.
I didn't find too many dissenting points with what either of you said. As far as the next comment or the next topic, it's going to be about the next game against the Seahawks, Jason.
The Seahawks.
And I believe Alex gets to go first on this.
He does.
I do.
So this is going to be interesting, and I'm curious what JHill's comments are on this eventually. This should be a fun one.
Eventually, it's right, because Alex is going to go on like a 9-minute rampage. So, yeah.
Hey, he likes long drives with multiple plays like the 49ers do.
Accurate.
15 plays, 80 yards.
You can ask Lewis Franklin.
I like to score fast, and then get in and out. So
that's why your defense gives up points to Alex.
It's true. It's true.
You're running like the old Phoenix Suns offense with what's his name over there?
With D'Antoni.
That guy, yeah.
It's a big mistake.
7 seconds or less, baby.
Yeah.
That's
7 seconds or less. You do that.
It's very accurate.
You do that.
All right, so
Sometimes,
Alex.
and if I'm lucky.
Can the 49ers travel to Seattle and beat the Seattle Seahawks this week? What would have been a primetime game, but is now just
it got flexed.
Just regular.
Imagine that
a normal 125 game.
It is.
Niner game would get flexed out of the primetime spot.
Well, the NFL flexed on the Seahawks' terrible record.
Yep,
that's
exactly.
That's what they did. That's what they did. Look, the chances are high. The chances are good.
How high?
How high? You want to put like a percentage number?
Absolutely. Go out. Get out there. Let's go. Let's give you something here.
Okay. Let's go with 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yikes.
Look.
Hey, you told him to go high.
You did.
I did.
You asked, so I told you how I feel. I feel this team. If the injury, if the injuries are not
reference, are we going on?
I'm going with the fact that you're getting Fred Warner and
Deebo.
Yeah, you're fine with you. Okay. You have those two guys. You're going. Then the odds for me are 100%, and for one reason and one reason only. The weaknesses of the Seattle Seahawks are what the strengths are of the 49ers right now. The first time that we played and matched up, you had no running backs. You were depleted at the running back position. You didn't have the things you needed to be able to extend drives, and it was going to be on the arm of Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, the game started great. Jimmy drove down the field and played phenomenal, and then goes down with the injury. And, well, you're asking the young rook to come out and take care of business in a game in which he has a game plan that's not tailored to his strengths, having to execute and try and execute. He misses some throws. He makes some good ones. And the 49ers do enough to hang around, but it's not enough to get a big win. Now, this team is playing at a different level. Secondary is playing at a different level. Your pass rush is playing at a higher level. Your linebacking core has been playing extremely well. Fred has been being allowed to move back on the interior more and play more as Azeez has gotten more comfortable. Marcel Harris has stepped up in a big way and is fitting better in run fits and playing better against the pass in certain situations. They're able to bring Talanoa Hufanga and bring a third safety on the field and run Jaquiski Tartt and Jimmy Ward as box/man defenders in space against these other players. These are positive changes for the 49ers. Elijah Mitchell being healthy and able to go is a positive change for the 49ers and their ability to extend drives and keep Russell Wilson off the field, which is huge. Russ is dealing with the finger. The more Russell Wilson is having to stay on the sideline, not being able to grip a football, throw, adrenaline pumping, he's having to stand around and watch. The more that's happening, the better things are for the 49ers offense. And they've shown that now over the last 5 games, right? When their offense is on the field and they're moving the football, their defense is playing at an elite level as well because they're rested, they're healthy, and teams' offenses are coming on the field and having to press. They're having to press to get things done. So chances for the 49ers, if everyone's healthy, 100%. I expect this team to go out, control the game. I don't expect this to be a blowout. I expect this thing to be tight, But I expect the Niners to be able to control
Russ
the game.
being Russ.
Put Russ in some bad situations. Let Russ, not let Russ, but Russ will make some plays when he needs to make plays. But Russ has also shown recently that he's going to make mistakes. And when those doors open for mistakes, the Niners will capitalize. They will take advantage of it. And just like they did this week against the Minnesota Vikings, when they get the ball back after those turnovers, they're going to put points up on the board and extend the lead. And that's just going to be too much for the Seahawks to overcome.
Pretty good. I would go about 80% chance.
80%.
80% chance. I think that if everyone, as we are assuming, is healthy and able to play, it's very likely that San Francisco goes up to what should be a little more subdued 12th man because Seahawks do suck. So that'll help. And what I want to see in the first quarter, and I know this isn't very sporting to say, but I want either Bosa or someone to come through and just hit Russ's hand. Just as hard as you can. Just hit his hand.
Hello, Darth Vader.
Yeah. Well,
Seriously, Darth.
Because that finger, I know that finger's not right. My dad listens to Seattle radio quite often still. So
now you know why I was interested to see what you were going to say.
So for the viewers, my dad is a Seattle native. He's been in California about 40 some years now, but he's still, to his credit, is still loyal to everything Seattle. So Mariners and Seahawks.
And the Supersonics.
The day they come back, that dude will have a Sonic hat. I can guarantee you.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Fair.
100%.
Fair.
Like he never jumped on the Lakers, the Warriors, Kings. Like he's kind
Kings really
of
haven't given him a reason to jump on the bandwagon, but that's
true.
That's another point.
He's kind of been NBA neutral, and he just itched him for the Sonics to come back. So anyway, back on Seahawks now. So I do get a decent amount of Seahawks talk, whether I want to have it or not. It just happens. Most of the time, I don't want to have it.
Fair. Fair.
But it's my dad, so as you guys know, he's a lot better guy than me, so I have to just kind of accept it. But they are like they do not hide it up there that his finger is not right. They're saying quietly up there, maybe 70% at best right now still. Like he came back 3 weeks earlier than he should have, and the talk of him being, oh, it's fine. That's just Russ. Like that's just how he is. Like he's not gonna let you know what's wrong with him. He is the ultimate gamer, and he knows that without him, Seattle has zero chance to beat hardly anyone except for maybe like the Jets or Jacksonville. So he's out there giving it 120% just to try and salvage something. So that's why I want them to attack that hand. Like, it's not right. I don't want to see him injured again, but for the purpose of next Sunday afternoon, get that finger where it's bothering him, and maybe we get a couple errant throws like Jimmy had that might kind of sail too high. I know, unnecessary Jimmy slander. I know.
From who?
Me. No.
I mean, no,
I was itching my ear.
Jimmy kind of deserves it this week, so.
And maybe we can get a couple cheap interceptions, get a short field, get a nice little lead.
Nice. That would be nice.
And then just grind them, because that defense is really bad. And usually by this point in the season, he can figure something out to at least make him decent. But when you have a defensive end playing safety a lot, that doesn't usually work out.
Well, hey, hold on now. He's tied with Vince Wilfork for all-time career interceptions.
The best stat I've given you all years. It's that one right there.
It's a great stat.
Jamal Adams has 3 career interceptions, folks. Vince Wilfork, the abnormally large defensive tackle from Patriots, who likes to wear overalls, also has 3 career picks.
That was a glorious.
Just let that kind of simmer on your minds all week.
A defensive end with 3 picks. I'm not surprised.
Defensive tackle.
I'm stunned.
They're great athletes.
Yeah.
San Francisco, you know what? Just give Elijah his 18 to 22 carries and just grind them into a fine Seattle coffee through and just chop them up. Just don't play around. Don't be too cute. Just keep on mauling them. The more time that Russ is wearing his baseball hat, the better off it is, because I'm sick of him doing his scramble. Someone gets loose over the top. There goes Lockett or Metcalf for a touchdown. Great. Here we go again. I don't want to see any of that. I want him to be contained. And folks, Alex Collins is their starting running back. Alex freaking Collins.
Good first name.
It's
solid.
okay.
Solid.
I give it slightly above average on the rankings of names. It's definitely not as good as Jason or Anthony, but that's.
Well done, sir. I approve of that statement.
had to get back in the.
Can I throw a challenge flag for brown nosing?
Hey, you can throw the flag.
I have a feeling it's gonna get overruled.
I was gonna say I
think that play is gonna stand.
The play will definitely. It's not even gonna stand. It's gonna
confirmed.
Be confirmed. It's confirmed.
It's confirmed. Absolutely.
Wait, confirmed for brown nosing?
Yes. No, and being accurate though too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an accurate statement. The brown nosing is not confirmed. That's not happening.
Touchdown! It stands.
So yeah, we already know JHill has won that portion of the show.
Oh, wow, look at that. That was impressive.
I really want to see San Francisco go up there and just keep them down. Like, don't give them. I want this game to be over by the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like, this, continue the momentum and get this game on life support by halftime, come out with a strong third quarter, something similar to what happened yesterday. Obviously, we're not going to score that many points every third quarter, but if we can get 10 to 14 in the third, that should be about lights out.
I won't lie to you, Jason.
That's good.
I like this. I like what you're saying here. I find it odd at the 80%, but fine.
There's always it's football, and
agreed.
With all the crazy upsets that have happened throughout this entire year,
it's true.
Nothing's up.
No, nothing is off the table. I do agree with you there. But I also want to just point out, I want this to happen. Also, I want the Niners to get up big, because Ant and I will be very excited for the special stuff that we have planned for the game recap show, not the reaction show, but the game recap show. If this does happen,
dun.
Is that a wedding?
Is that a wedding?
No.
Okay.
Are you celebrating somebody's death by getting married?
What are you doing?
I wouldn't know about that.
Are you spoiling? Yeah, death by funeral. No.
Death by what?
Marriage.
Marriage. Yeah. Hey, it didn't kill me yet, so
you died a little bit.
It wasn't long enough to. I never had a chance.
Oh my goodness gracious! Cutback, that was a zinger.
If it had been, at least 6 months, then maybe. But no.
Touche.
You're right. 5 months. So it just came up a month short of being a real zinger. Never did get the wedding gift, Jason, or the groomsman gift.
No.
I still have them.
Okay.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you still got them. I don't.
Hopefully there was no expiration date on them.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm interested to see what they actually were.
Yeah, me too.
But it's.
You guys have to come over to the house then and see them.
Okay.
Well, touche.
It's gonna. You know what it's time for?
The drive.
The drive.
Time for the drive.
Drive to your house. But right now we're gonna drive on this
that
topic.
long drive across the mean streets of. Yeah,
it's true.
Mean Streets is correct. We want to talk about. Oh wait, you got to decide, Jason. Who do you want to go first? Do you want Alex to go first on this topic, or do you want?
I'll go first.
You'll go first. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. I like the the confidence, the aggressiveness. Who is
my name?
the unsung hero on the defensive line, Jason?
The unsung hero on the defensive line. It's not really unsung, but I gotta say Bosa. Like I just do, because he makes everybody else a little bit better. Because you got to make sure that you have a tight end or a running back, someone there to at least help out the tackle, because he's going to get by them at some point, and because he has the most crazy motor I've ever seen of any defensive end. Like, the guy just plays, goes. So I don't think our D line would be nearly as good as it is if we didn't have him. So I don't really know if it's unsung, but I feel like he makes everyone's job a lot easier. So I have to give him the credit.
He's definitely the lead singer of the Unsung.
The lead singer, indeed. I'm kind of surprised that Jason punted this topic. But hey, thank you for the punt. I will take this and take it to the house because the unsung hero on this D line is not Bosa, who is sung and praised about and is, 11 sacks
nobody
on the
that
season.
you're gonna pick would be anything if he wasn't there.
Oh my goodness, what a flag on the play here. But look, I think at the end of the day here, listen, you can say that all you want, but I could go with a name, and I'm going to. It's Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead is the unsung hero because Eric Armstead is the guy who's not getting the praise. He's not getting the praises from the fan base. He's not getting the praises from guys like you. He's the guy who's being told, hey, no, this guy's trash. We want Defoe back. Bring back Buckner. That's all we care about is DeForest Buckner. Bring us DeForest Buckner. That's all I keep hearing from the fan base. Eric Armstead is eating double teams. Eric Armstead is making plays easier for guys like Bosa, easier for things like DJ Jones, easier for guys like Charles Omenihu. He's the guy who's doing all the dirty work right now and getting a lot of credit for it. And you know what? I'm sick of it. Eric Armstead is that dude.
My goodness.
Yeah, if Jason was off screen, he was not off screen for me, and his responses were wonderful. It was very, very lively, both of you on the drive. Wow. And now it is your decision, everyone watching this. Who won this conversation? Was it Alex or was it JHill?
There's nothing to wait about.
First of all, not that.
Are you taking a rebuttal after the drive? There's no rebuttals after the drive.
That I care about.
There's no rebuttals after the drive.
But is this the week that San Francisco finally gets in the main national media's top 10 power rankings?
Yes, you're probably right. I think so. They just beat Minnesota. I think they will
maul Jacksonville.
They've won 4 of the last 5. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they get into the media darling category. Deebo Samuel went over 1,000 yards. Like there's some stories there. You're right, Jason. It could be a top 10 power rankings for the 49ers this week.
And didn't Sims already say too that if Jonathan Taylor's in the MVP conversation, then Deebo Samuel needs to be also?
Yeah.
So you already got guys pushing things.
There's some buzz now starting to get around the team, which is good because they've earned it. Like they've gone out there and they've destroyed teams. And even though it was only 8-point win yesterday, it didn't feel like an 8-point win. It felt like a 12 to 15-point win, really.
Well, it should have been.
By the way, screw you, Robbie Gold.
Wow.
That was bad.
So apparently JHill and Jason Aponte. If your name is Jason, you just don't like Robbie Gold.
There was one good thing that came out of that because, first of all, it made me a lot more nervous than I was planning on being.
Okay.
But the one good thing was it was great to see the defense in a must-stop situation get that stop. Both the previous possession on goal to go and in the 2-minute there. That was very encouraging to see them stop a very valid passing attack when they absolutely had to.
Yeah, that was.
So, but damn it, Robbie, you got to make that freaking kick ends the game, and we can all just sit back and relax and then just enjoy the afternoon. But
I still got to enjoy the afternoon.
You know who has no idea that he should have made the kick? Robbie Gold.
True.
No clue.
That's why I told it, because I didn't figure he
Well,
knew.
Thank God you're here.
I appreciate it, Jason.
Thank God.
The voice of the voices.
I know
Look in his eyes. What do you see?
I know he watches every week, so I just want to make sure that hey, I put him on the list. Like, you wanted this
Robbie Gold, big fan of the 49ers. Cutback.
You wanted this big extension, and you wanted to be able to go back to Chicago to then do your job and make some kicks that absolutely matter.
Well, apparently it's not okay to like deep dish on the weekends. I don't know.
Apparently that's not okay.
Pizza's great, but God, it's really unhealthy though.
But like Ed said, Cutback Group, Mr. Official down there told you. Let us know who won down below. Vote. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and stick around because we got a great game recap show coming up. We're going to dive deep into this game.
One more question.
Okay.
One more question for Mr. Official. Last week we talked about rule changes. Did you get into your deep bag of rules and come up with something that you want to see changed yet?
No, I got into a deep bag of pies and edible foods that were fantastic for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll get into that later, Jason. It's not a rule that's going to get changed till the off season. And did you enjoy your Thanksgiving, or were you just waiting on pins and needles to find out what I thought about it?
Well, both.
Okay.
At least he did both.
And once I'm over the pie and the,
I ate way too much though. Way too much.
Oh, pumpkin, pecan,
Chocolate cream,
yeah.
cherry,
peanut butter cookies as well.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
We had
I've been
big old homemade mac and cheese that was
mac and cheese.
phenomenal. I ate so unhealthy that
Wait, what?
Mac and cheese now.
Did you just say mac and cheese?
oh,
Yeah, I don't like mac and cheese.
throw the flag on that one for sure.
I got it. I mean, I'm on it.
There we
You can't throw a
go.
flag on me. I overrule it.
It's 2 flags. I mean, it's 2
You
flags.
can throw flags. I'm the white hat. I overrule it.
Okay.
Darn it.
Darn it.
tried.
Indeed.
We
But
tried.
Cutback crew, we'll be back. We'll
First
see.
down,
First down for who?
me.
Oh hey,
Okay, for
what was the? Why'd they say that Thielen catch was incomplete?
It said the tip of the ball hit the ground.
Oh okay.
you can see on the replay the tip hits and
It
then
looked like it hit just before, but
Yeah, it was just a tip, just for a second.
just to see how it feels.
Yeah.
By the way, Jonathan Vilma find a new job too.
So everyone doesn't like Jonathan Vilma.
they weren't very big fans.
He was awful.
Is he as bad as Sanchez though?
Oh, I like Sanchez.
What?
I do.
What?
He's better than Vilma. He's better than Vilma for sure.
That's a challenge flag. That's a challenge flag right there. I have a feeling USC bias is creeping in over there for JHill.
Maybe a little bit. But no.
He is awful.
And what was up with as I quickly changed topics to save face for Frank Sanchez here? What was up with Kenny Albert saying D Greenlaw the whole day? He did not say Dre Greenlaw. He called him D Greenlaw multiple times.
Someone must have handed him a sheet that had. Oh, Vilma not knowing that Dre Greenlaw had been dealing with a groin injury was
That was solid too.
that was bad.
Wow.
That was so bad.
Like,
Do your research.
do some research. Like,
no, you're gonna be on national television talking about a football team.
That's not even deep. That's like very basic research. That's not like, ooh, this special. That's a starting high caliber linebacker.
Are you really surprised though? They can't get Aziz's last name right.
I mean, sometimes I can't say it because it just doesn't.
I know, but I mean, these guys are professionals, right? Al Shire, Flanagan Fowles.
Flanagan Fowles.
I mean,
is really bad.
they consistently mess up names.
the way he plays.
Jay Lawnmore.
Yeah, that was bad too. But the way he plays though is very foul.
I mean, we even have 49ers personalities that struggle with like Chris Kosaric.
Oh God.
Obviously Chris Kosaric.
It's Kasaric.
It's Kasaric. It's not even close.
Yeah, but Thanos thinks it's Kosaric.
Well, first of all, don't ever assume that he is thinking that's because that the stuff he says. There's no way that he could actually be thinking, or else.
I mean, he's pretty creative. He comes up with some weird ways to come up with negative takes.
It's true.
I mean, I never thought he could come up with more negative takes, but he does. I'm actually impressed by him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who literally stays up at night thinking of ways to burn down 49ers Twitter. Pretty impressive.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
True. It's true. It's true. Cutback crew, we hope you enjoyed 49ers Face Off. We'll see you for the game recap. And until that time, stay safe.
Remember, the right way
Is always the 49ers.
Just have a good week.